Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Happy Sunday. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day so far and that no matter where you're living, hopefully everything is going well with you and that you are tending to yourselves and just having an overall wonderful weekend. It's snowing here. It stopped currently. It's not bad. We had sleeting and all that other good stuff too, but it's not that bad here. Also, before I really start, I want to say this. I apologize for the way I do my videos. Um, I have issues as far as when it comes to public speaking. I've never liked public speaking, and it's always been something that when I get to that point where my anxiety is just up here or even through the roof, for me, I will literally like blank. My mind goes blank. Or I say, or I just do crazy stuff. And there are times y'all might see me do this and do this and do all this. And I do stuff like that. And it's just somewhat of a tick for me to try to get through it. And I don't know why that is because I know exactly what I want to say. And there are times, depending on what the video is, I will do somewhat of a mini rehearsal on what I'm gonna say. And like, if you were to hear me just be a fly on the wall, you'd be like, "Ooh, that was perfect, girl, yeah." But when I, actually record it, it's just like, "Ooh, Lord, no." So, y'all. So when those things happen, that's what it is. There are times I really do go blank, and I'm just like, "What in the world was I gonna say?" So I just want to apologize for that, and that's just my nervousness and me trying to get over my anxiety in relation to that because I've never been into it. I made straight A's and everything but math, A's, B's, and I just was able to do what I needed to do to just pass my math classes. And I had teachers who cared later along the way to help me with my math so I actually could learn what was actually happening. But I've just never been one of those people who was into that. I would do a paper and then there would be a oral report that we would have to give along with it. And I would get a 100 or better on my paper and then maybe a C with the public speaking part because I might start pouring buckets of sweat and everything else. Like, y'all, it's a lot. Like, I can't. So I'm sorry. I really am trying my best. And it's just nervousness. Even though I'm here alone, you would think that I'm in front of a crowd of millions. And that's why I'm so nervous. But yeah, it's just something I got to work on. I've been trying to work on it for most of my life and it ain't worked. And so I'm kind of faced with it now since I'm making these videos. But I just wanted to come to y'all and let y'all know what that was. So y'all just bear with me. I'm trying to get better. And it's just crazy. So anyway, this video is about John Gray. And possibly I'll throw in a few other pastors. But this is mainly about him. So I have been avoiding making this video. I didn't want to make this video, and I actually wasn't going to make this video. But then now it's just gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, what's really going on? Because this is too much. First of all, I'm gonna give you a little backstory as to how I even found out about his existence. So I used to watch TBN, which is like Christian related TV network where you see a lot of different singing, praise and worship, preaching, all that good stuff. And there are a few pastors who I used to watch who I did not know were terrible people at the time. I used to watch them religiously, and things came out about them. And I'll get into that later on if it comes up. But anyway, as far as John Gray is concerned, I was watching it one day, and it's funny because the way I even, like I said, came across him was because one day I flipped his channel, and I was like, huh, okay. And I'm watching this person and I'm just like, okay, let me see what's going on here. And I caught it like when it basically first came on. He was a comedian. He was a Christian comedian. And the main thing that I remember from his stand-up comedy was that he was a 40-year-old virgin. I don't remember if he was a little bit older than 40, but I think he was saying, I am 40 or I'm about to be 40 and I'm still a virgin. And he kind of would make the joke like, I'm trying to be faithful to God and I want him to, I'm being faithful. So, I'm going to need him to hurry up. So, kind of want to do some things, basically referring to having sex and all that stuff. I think he has some stuff is floating around where you can actually see that if you never saw it. But to me, it was funny. His stand-up comedy was funny to me, and I liked him ever since then. So when I found out that he'd become a pastor, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. And then when he got his TV show, like everything that started happening for him, I was happy because he got married. I was like, oh my gosh. And then he got that TV show, what is it called? Book of John Gray. And so I liked that. I was like, that is like a pretty, unique way of putting that. Because if, you're into the church and all that good stuff, and you've been in the church, you understand that when anybody goes up or comes before the congregation or however you do it, where you are with whatever domination, with whatever denomination that you are, somebody will get up and they'll say, please turn to the book of whatever. And, book of John is one of the various books that there are in the Bible. So I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I was happy for him. Like every time I saw something about him, I was like, everything is just really happening for him. And it seemed like everything was really happening fast. Well, fast forward to 2018, towards the end, people were already reading him because he went on Breakfast Club or somewhere. And he said something about how his wife was, what did he say she did? Oh, he said his wife basically, did everything for him as far as making him into the man that he is and all this other stuff. He got a lot of backlash. And then his wife went on various platforms and was like, defending him. So then not long after that, I don't even think it was 2-3 months after that, he ended up, some information came out that he was cheating on his wife. So I'm just sitting here like, what do you mean? Like, somebody got to be lying. Somebody got to be hating. Now, before I heard about that, apparently he went to, what's his name? T.D. Jakes' church. And he was holding a service. And I'm going to read y'all something that I came across. Now, there are various articles out there and little write-ups or whatever. But this particular one, let me give these people their credit. I got this off the Vlad TV website. And somebody from the staff wrote it like yesterday or the day before yesterday. So, I didn't see this because I don't watch TBN anymore. I'm assuming that it was on TBN, probably doing one of TD Jakes' Potter's House series or something. I have no idea, but he was on there, and I think it was a New Year's Eve watch night or something like that. Y'all know how they do it in the Christian community. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking that that's what it was. It was watch night service or something like that. And he was there and he was preaching, and T.D. Jakes was trying to minister to everyone. And then he goes to walk over to John Gray. So let me just go ahead and read this. But like I said, this came from the Vlad TV website, and a staffer over there wrote it. So this will sum up everything that I'm about to say, so I don't have to just skip over stuff and possibly leave something out. Okay. Pastor John Gray has been in the headlines this year after meeting with President Trump and buying his wife a $200,000 Lamborghini Urus, I guess that's what they call that. During a New Year's service, Gray admitted that he was considering filing for divorce, and added that he also contemplated suicide. He told his congregation, I literally thought about how I could end my life and still get to heaven, and somehow my kids would not be scared, but there was no way I could figure out how to do it, and I'm not the only person that thought about that. I'm not the only person the devil attacked in that area. After Gray made this announcement, Pastor T.D. Jakes was speaking at a pastor's leadership conference on Saturday where he walked up to Gray. He told him, there's too much anointing in this room to minister to everybody else and leave you sitting over there festering and festering and festering, especially you, said it in a joking way. But especially when the spirit of suicide hangs around your house trying to get you back. Jakes added, you're gifted, you're anointed. You're always being gifted because you've been broken. You've always been gifted because you've been broken. And you know how to flow and you know how to bless everybody. And everybody got your gift, but nobody got you. Nobody got you. Nobody got you. They got your gift, but they never got you. And God is touching you. He's using it to touch you. He's going to make a man out of you. So there also is a video attached to it, and I saw it. And I was tired because he said all this to him and a few other things. And he did, like, I don't want to be mean and say this, but I'm trying not to be so down in the dumps because like I was saying, I used to live for John Gray, like for real. But he like did the little thing where he put his hand on his head and all that stuff. And John Gray ended up in the floor and he just had his hand covering his face like this while he was in the floor and all this other stuff. And T.D. Jakes walked over to him and told him that he doesn't get to hide. He doesn't get to run away from stuff. He doesn't get to cover his face. He doesn't get to faint and all this other stuff. And, you know, basically trying to minister to him about his situation. And John Gray, you know, eventually is lifted up by all these people because I don't think he was going to get up off the ground. Like, he was crying down, y'all. He was just crying. Then when he got back up and Pastor T.D. Jakes went over to him and was still ministering to him again, he started boohoo crying again, y'all. So I was just like, Lord. So I know y'all heard about this latest development, which is, like I said, it said that he has been cheating on his wife, right? So I'm already looking like, okay, what is going on here? Why? And then it said that she's pregnant. So maybe that was the reason why the car was purchased for his wife. And so I'm like, Lord, and a lot of people are saying that he basically is doing things to allude to the fact that he got her pregnant. And, you know, if I didn't get somebody pregnant or if a situation isn't what it is, I would immediately take to social media, news outlets, whoever would listen to me and be like, this is not the situation. And this is another thing, y'all. Y'all might think I'm crazy for this, but this is the way I have always felt. I feel like when situations happen and you know for a fact or you really believe with all your heart that this isn't the situation and it's just something that's made up, I am willing to take a lie detector test. I don't understand why these people sit up here and be like, it ain't me. Or they take a while to come out. And I understand that some people have been directed by their lawyers and other legal defense team members to not speak. And I'm just like, at times I get that, but other times when it's as serious as like, you know, rape allegations and all that other stuff, my thing for me, I'm be like, look, I didn't do that. I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to prove my innocence. And to me, that's, you know, taking a lie detector test. And a lot of people I know will probably be like, well, people beat lie detector tests all the time. And like, I ain't even gonna lie. I feel like if R. Kelly were to take one right now and you were to ask him, do you feel like you were in the wrong to have sex with these underage girls? Do you think it's wrong to do this? Or like if you ask a specific question dealing with the ages of those girls and he gives you an answer that you think is sick, he probably would actually pass it because his mind, I feel like his mind is just gone when it comes to those little girls. And so he actually believes this stuff. So in a way, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And I don't know if it would really work out like that, but I'm just saying I don't really see anybody jumping up to say I'm willing to prove myself. I'll take a lie detector test. I don't ever see nobody saying that, and I'm just like, dang, y'all got all these options out here. Why don't y'all say that at least? You know what I'm saying? Or I would have been like, where are the receipts? Like, if I don't do one of those two things, I don't understand. Look, I feel like people just sit up there and let stuff get blown out of proportion and go to a level that it shouldn't go to. Now, if it's not the case, then I don't want my name to be dragged through the mud like that. But a lot of people, they just feel like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just like, why? I want people to know that I am innocent. But y'all, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, he did all this. If any of this is true, I don't know if any of it's alleged or whatever, all this alleged stuff, I don't know. But I just want people to be upfront and honest. I am considered to be a Christian, and this is something that anything dealing with the religious community, it's just always been a taboo subject where every time you look up the deacon sneaking around the church, the pastor sleeping with everybody, doing all this stuff. Even the pastor of the church that I am still a member of, he was sleeping around with the person who he ended up getting married to. His wife, she ended up dying because she had cancer. She was so sweet. Like, I don't even understand why he just was sneaking around doing the most with her, and the side chick who is now the wife was doing the most and was always trying to act. I mean, she came off like she was very innocent. And I don't care if her kids are watching this because I've been cool with her kids or whatever. Y'all know. Y'all know. It's just, my thing is, don't get mad at me because your mama was doing what she was doing with the preacher. It just is what it is. But anyway, I've never liked situations like that where you sit up here and try to act holier than thou, and in the same token, you sit up here and go out here and you do all the things that you're not supposed to do, that you're teaching us that we're not supposed to do, and it's a sin, and all this other stuff. Like, I've never liked stuff like that where people, it's like, do as I say, not as I do, and I don't like stuff like that. So for John Gray to potentially have done all this stuff, it's just disheartening because I really I don't want to say looked up to him. Like, I've seen him in my mind as somebody to look up to, somebody who could be a role model, if that makes any sense. So I don't know. It's just gotten to a point now. It's like, really? This person is now on the chopping block? So it's like, I feel like we've gotten to the point where nobody is exempt. Everybody is about to be canceled. Everybody is, and potentially is trash. And I'm just like, there's just no hope, right? I mean, it just seems like there is no hope. And it's ridiculous to me. I don't get that kind of stuff. But y'all, I mean, I understand the suicide stuff because as I've told y'all before, I have contemplated suicide on several occasions. Came close to actually going through with it before. And it's just, when you have a lot weighing you down, it's just a lot on your mind. When you feel worthless, you know what I'm saying, for various reasons. I don't know why he wanted to do it. I guess because he is in the public eye. And he did all this against his family. And it's just like, you really know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But, also going back to the TBN stuff, y'all, I used to watch, what's his name? The one who turned out to be having like a little boyfriends and stuff. I don't know why I can't think of his name, y'all. I kind of blacked out a little bit when I first found out about him because I don't know why I can't think of his name. Let me try to Google it while I talk to y'all. But when I first heard of him, I randomly turned to the channel and I saw like little weights and boards where he would break, but he was preaching at the same time. So I was like, oh, okay. he's one of those he's one of those fitness guys, and like he wants to kind of incorporate it and be like, y'all need to be healthy, whatever, whatever. And he didn't seem like he was like really pressuring you like that. So I was here for it. He seemed like a decent pastor. I was like, yes, like I was here for him. So I just, Lord, y'all, it was just, yeah, it was just a lot, and I was just like, I don't understand. I know good and well, y'all. Wait a minute, I might have just saw something that is interesting to me because I ain't never heard of it before. Wait a minute, I hope that this ain't what I think it is. Okay, no, that was wrong. I was about to say, I just didn't know that dude's last name. He just has the same last name as somebody else. I was about to say, wait a minute, that's news to me about somebody being a pastor. But anyway, I don't know why I can't think his name, but he was the one wearing the muscle shirts and all that stuff, and he was an Atlanta pastor. Dark skin, all that stuff. Then he got really, really sick and became super duper skinny, and people are speculating he had AIDS, HIV, or something, and then he passed away. I don't know why I can't think his name. But back in the day when I first started watching him, he was everything. He was fine. And I was just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You got the nerve to be a pastor and you look like that? What is going on? Where they find you at? So, imagine my surprise years upon years after I first saw him. I mean, it had to have been 10, ooh, Lord, maybe 10, 12 years, if that. After I first saw him on TBN, that all this stuff started happening, and I was just like, what in the world? So, and another one, I don't fool with no more. I used to watch him. He wasn't on TBN. He was on Fox, I think. At least back home, he was on Fox, and I used to watch him on like Sunday mornings. Creflo Dollar. Don't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And a lot of people who are supposed to be Christians, they don't agree, and I don't care. I'm sorry. Creflo Dollar is and or was trash, because how you sit up here and your daughter is telling you something, and despite what she has done, she's underage. Kids do what they do. You don't sit up here and choke a child out. I was just like, what? Like an altercation happened and he ended up choking her out because she like snuck out the house to go meet somebody or something, and he choking her out, and he did the most. Then, of course, as usual, found out like I think money was being embezzled or something, because he had all these private planes and all this like ridiculous amounts of money, and it's just like, sir, you doing the most. Like y'all, I can't do it. I've been done with Creflo Dollar. I got friends now that I've known for like 10, 15, 20 years that halfway speak to me, especially whenever I mention something about Creflo Dollar, especially if information comes out about him or other people. They ain't say nothing when they was talking about investigating him, and I ended up posting little links and stuff to it or whatever, and I was like, that's fine. Just realize that I was right. I said what I said. My thing is, when you reveal to me who you are, I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, you don't get no support from me no more. I ain't got time. And like, it was a handful of other people who are in the Christian related realm, whether they are pastors or singers or whatever. And it's just too much. Like, I've just been like, oh no, you doing the most. Like, people who, in general, who are ministering to us, not just pastors. So like, also, like, what do y'all think about Tina Campbell and her husband, Teddy? Teddy actually sings in this gospel group, and I ain't gonna lie, I got a few of their songs. Like, they are amazing singers. He plays instruments and all that stuff. They are the Soul Seekers or something. And so I just want to know what y'all think about him, because when they did have their show, Mary Mary on WeTV, I used to watch it religiously because I lived for the group. I had been living for the group since the first song dropped, since they first came out. So for me to find out that he's sitting up here sleeping around with people who's supposed to be watching their kids while she on the road making the money for the family, he doing the most. He just over here just living in the lap of luxury. Yes, he's making money. Yes, he does write songs and stuff. Yes, he does perform. But in my opinion, he wasn't doing all that. He was not doing all that on the level of what she was doing as far as the financial aspect. So she sat up here And she would sit up there and just do the absolute most. She's already extra. And I ain't gonna lie, despite all of that, I still like her a whole lot. I like Tina. And, that's just her personality. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people with worse personalities, so I can take her. But I was just taken aback that he just had been cheating for years on her with this person and I think other people too. And then it got to the point where when she found out about it, she, eventually that person had to get booted, of course, but she started doing less of the group stuff in order to be around him all the time. My thing is this: you can't make somebody not cheat on you. They're gonna do it if they want to do it. They will find a way, and or they will just leave. Like, I'm just saying. So I don't know why she thought just being like, oh, I'm just gonna be up your behind all day. So yeah, that's what we gonna do in order to make sure you don't cheat no more. And I'm just like, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why people do that. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? I've been hurt over and over again, but I don't think laying up under somebody all day is going to guarantee happiness and the person is going to, not cheat again. So I just don't like when people do stuff like that, but you're supposed to be ministering to us, but you're doing all this extra stuff. Like Teddy did the most. Theodore, or whatever his real name is, he did the most. Oh, Lord. And apparently, what's her name, husband cheated on her. They glossed over that. We TV, y'all, y'all was slick, but I still called it. One day they were talking about Tina being so hurt about finding out that he had cheated on her, and either the sister, how can I think of her name? The other one that do that song, what's that song she did? Y'all, I don't know why my mind went blank like that. It gets on my nerves. I'm trying to think of a solo song she did. I don't know why I can't think of her name like that. That is Erica Campbell, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, her husband cheated on her too. And I don't know if they were married when it happened or they were in the dating phase. But I'm thinking they were married. So they literally said that in 0.2 seconds and just glossed over it. I was like, wait a minute, y'all rewind. Back up. Y'all trying to make it seem like she didn't just say, or he didn't just say that he cheated on her too. So, because she was like, I already been there. I understand the hurt. Because, like, she just kept saying it every episode, I'm just hurt. Y'all don't understand that I'm hurt. And I'm angry. And I was like, Lord, we know. We know, ma'am. But y'all, I just want to know what y'all think about stuff like that, because that gets on my nerves where you're supposed to be ministering to us, but you're doing everything that's against the morals and the principles that you were taught. And yes, we all sin, fall short of the glory of God, and we all make mistakes and all that good stuff. But I'm just like, okay, come on now. It's too much. But with the John Gray situation, I don't understand. I don't know how he's going to be able to come back from this, because it's a lot. It's so much happened in a short amount of time. There was no good turnaround period for him to be like, okay, this happened. Where everybody read me because I said my wife took care of me and, basically did me like a mom was supposed to do or something. I don't know. It was just bad the way it came off. And it was just a lot, y'all. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then all that stuff came out with the side chick and she pregnant. And I'm like, Lord, come on. So, I mean, that might have been why he was contemplating suicide, because the wife was told about all these different indiscretions rather, that he'd done. But anyway, y'all, thank you for watching. I hope that y'all will give me some feedback on what your thoughts are about this particular subject, because I'm just not here for it. I don't understand. And it shocked me to find out that he now is also one of the various pastors who's caught up in this stuff. Anyway, I hope y'all have a nice day, evening, night, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.